right above the lower area. A lot of the lower tier American hulls. Let's see if I can. I guess right there is his heavier armor. Up in this. Hey guys, welcome back to another strategy series with Nether on dungeongurunet, and this is going to be another double header. There's so many tanks coming in and stuff. I just want to get 2 tanks out of my garage at once. It's tying up a lot of my money. I just bought this T1 over the long holiday there, and because it was half off and I haven't done a strategy series yet, and I wanted to get in here, do a strategy series, and then I need to get it back out of my garage. The T1 heavy is actually a pretty decent heavy. It's a tier 5 American heavy tank. It's the first American heavy in the line. It's pretty good. A lot of people don't like it because it's so big, and the gun is not that great. It gets the same gun as the M4 Sherman, or actually the EZ8 and the Jumbo. But it's still a pretty good tank, I think. The main thing you want to do, because it does not have a lot of armor, is just kind of hide a little bit. It's got okay turret armor right here in the front, but the armor in the front of the hull here is pretty bad at 83. I mean, it's not horrible. You'll bounce a few shots, but you still want to hide, especially because these tier 5s tend to get, these tier 5 heavies anyway, tend to get sometimes matched up against tier 7s or 8s, and they're going to rip right through your armor. There's just nothing you can do about it. So, but the one thing that's different about this tank is it's so fast and it turns so well. It drives a lot, and the turret speed is actually pretty good. It drives a lot like a medium. This is basically a gigantic medium tank. So you want to flank with it. You want to use your speed to circle people. I've circled people in this tank. It is kind of difficult, but you can still do it. It's just if you've driven fast mediums, you'll like this tank. Just drive it like that, and you'll probably have more success. The hardest thing is hiding it because it's so damn big. And that's pretty much how you play this tank. So let's get into the stats. 660 hit points is pretty normal for a tier 5 heavy tank. The other 2 tanks have like 10 or 20 less hit points than this, fully upgraded. So 660 is pretty average. 960 horsepower engine is pretty big for this tank. 58 pushing 58 tons, so it's pretty fast. You'll see the acceleration on it's pretty good. Top speed 35, you'll probably get up to something like that. Again, a very fast tank. 25 traverse speed, not that great on the tracks, but not real bad. I mean, that's why it's hard to circle people, kind of. But the speed of the tank makes it pretty fun. So again, try to use the speed to your advantage. 83 and 102 turret or armor, respectively, pretty decent. This side hull armor is 44. That's the big weakness, the side and back hull armor. Do not expose your side or back if you can help it. Sometimes you just can't help it, and you do just because you're trying to get in a better position, or you're trying to flank somebody, and you can take one shot, and then after that maneuver, you're going to be in a really good position, and that's kind of okay. It's kind of a calculated risk. The side turn armor is still not too bad at 83. The view range at 332, it's okay. It's nothing awesome. It's actually a little bit low, but it's not too bad. With your flanking and kind of getting up close, you're gonna have to either let people go ahead if you're in big tier matches. That's kind of what I usually do. Let the tier 7s and 8s kind of move ahead, spot everybody, and I kind of hang back and wait for my opportunity. Which again is a lot like a medium tank. You want to wait and see where everybody is before you make your moves. 480 signal range on the radio leaves a little bit to be desired. Toward the end of the game, if you're one of the last tanks, you might have a little bit of a problem if other people haven't upgraded the radio. So 480, it's okay. It's not that great. Let's get into modules. Like I said, 480 not that great. It does beat the stock by 85 meters. So I mean, it's a good upgrade. It's just not that great. You shouldn't be starting with the 395. The radio is one of the only upgrades you should actually... Oh no, maybe you won't. If you come from the M3 Lee, you won't have it. The M7 does get that radio. But there's really no upgrades this thing gets. It's gonna be totally stock, bare bones. There's nothing you can do to unlock stuff when you first get this thing. The tracks, it's a nice upgrade from 20 to 25, but mainly you need it for the modules. You can't load anything without getting those tracks. So as you can see, you know, watch. Now I see the modules are too heavy, so you're gonna have to get those tracks right away anyway. The 5 degree per second gain out of that is really awesome, and then also obviously getting the load capacity increases is nice. But these tracks are really nice at going from 20 to 25. The engines, it starts out with 700. That's actually not that bad. It goes pretty fast even with the 700 horsepower engine. Obviously, once you get up to the 960, you're really flying, and you'll see how it feels like a medium at that point. You don't need the tracks to get these engines, and we'll talk about that with the tech tree. So the turret upgrade is really not a lot, and this happens a lot with the lower tier Americans and on the American TD line. What you do get is a little bit of view range, and that's it. But you need this upgraded turret to load the guns anyway, to load the bigger gun. And you're definitely going to want that bigger gun. 27 more pen makes a huge difference at this tier, just because that's a quarter more penetration there. The damage is just barely a bit more, and the rounds per minute are a little bit more, but really it's that penetration that you're going to want. Again, shoot people in the sides or the rear to make sure you pen. You can shoot people in the front if they're lower tier and you hit some of their weak spots. So that's pretty much all the equipment. There's not a lot of, modules, and not a lot on this tank. And I wonder why it didn't load me. Oh, okay, that's why. So let's get this thing right into some research now. So here's the T1 Heavy tech tree, and you can see all the unlocks here and how much they cost and everything. The one thing you might have if you went up the medium line is this 76mm gun. That's nice. You should have, well, you'll have the radio if you went the M7 route. Probably not that many people have. You won't have any of this stuff. It's all unlocked. It's only for the T1 Heavy and M6. It's not for any other tanks. So you're gonna have to unlock a lot of things. Now, what you're gonna do is start out with the tracks, because you can't put anything else on unless you have the tracks. So get those tracks first. Then get this turret, then get the gun, then unlock these two engines, and then the radio, and you're done. That's it. Go for the M6 after that. Pretty easy tech tree. The priority will be off to the side. Let's get back to my garage. So equipment. Again, I don't get equipment until tier 7, but if you were going to get it on this tank, you can get this vent. It will move all the way up to the higher tier heavies for you. But it looks like the rammer's a medium rammer for a medium tank, so this will not go up the line. I would not recommend getting that unless you have other medium tanks to move it to. The spall liner is the large spall liner, so that will move up if you want to get that. But since the top of this tank is the T110, and that's a very mobile tank, I'd probably wait for the vert stab. I wouldn't even get the laying drive. I just wait for the vert stab. So I would probably get on this tank the vent, probably just the binocs, since the view range is so bad. I'm just looking at stuff I can move around, and probably the toolbox, because your crew probably won't have any repair skills, and they're actually going to be pretty bad crew, only up to 75% probably. So I'd probably get vent. You can move that all the way up, the toolbox, and I guess the binocs, since you can take them back off. So for ammo, again, I don't use that many heat rounds. I probably even put less than this, maybe just 4 heat rounds, maybe 6, and then the rest AP. And then for consumables, I put a full rack on tier 7 and above, and only the small repair kits are only on 5 and 6, because that's to repair the tracks in case you get caught out in the open. It just doesn't make sense to spend a lot of consumables on these lower tier tanks. So that's pretty much this tank. Your crew will get up to about 75% when you fully unlock this whole tank. Maybe 80 or 85, just because you do have to unlock almost the whole tech tree. Unless you've gone down the medium line, there's a couple things that are unlocked. So you're going to have an okay crew. It's not going to be that good, and it's really not worth staying in this tank until it's 100%, because you might as well get on to the M6 and get through the M6, because you really want to get to the T29. That's when the American Heavies start to get fun. So just don't wait till you get to 100%. I don't think it's worth it. Anyway, that's this tank. Let's get into some games. This is a pretty good game I had in Siegfried Line, and I usually have pretty good games on this map just because I know it so well, and it also could be that a lot of other people don't know this map very well. Maybe that could be it too. But nonetheless, I have good games on this map. The city is always a great place for me to go. I think it's because if you have good situational awareness, and you can really do well in cities. I think some people have a hard time with it, and that's why I get the jump on them a lot. So moving up, I'm one of the top dogs here, and I'm going up with a Churchill, which actually the Churchill's probably a little bit better tank than this tank. And that's because it's got better armor. People generally don't know where to shoot it either. They try to shoot it in the lower plate where it's got heavier armor than where you want to shoot that thing is the turret. So got a scout coming up already. You should probably be dead soon already. You don't just scout right into people like that. It's probably not a good idea. So here's a Hetz. It's a pretty typical spot right there. But hit him in the lower plate, be doing pretty good. Back up a little bit in between shots. And now I know I've got him. I've got one more shot. I'm just going to take him out. Boom! Hetzer's down, and nobody else is here. So I'm going to try to do some little bit of flanking. Remember, this tank is treated like a medium a little bit. Wow. It's like 4th of July over here. So these two threats are dead. I generally like to flank. Even if I'm top dog, I like to flank in this tank. For one, I can get there in time. It's fast. I can definitely get around people. And then I can get the jump on them a little bit, get a couple of rounds into them, because this gun does not have a huge alpha. So you need to have a little bit of a head start. Now, here's T1 for T1. We're both at 100. Right above the lower area, a lot of the lower tier American hulls. Let's see if I can. I guess right there is his heavier armor. Up in this upper area is where he's weak. All up in here, even in the front. You see the same kind of armor on the M4 Sherman, on the E2, the E8. They all have that rounded lower part of the hull. That's actually where their armor's stronger. Same thing with the M36 Slugger. Don't shoot it in the lower plate. That's where it's strongest, in that bulbous area. PZ3, he could be dangerous if he gets behind me. He's got a pretty fast gun. It's got enough pen to jack me up anyway. And he could circle me. He's pretty fast. But he gets caught, tracked here. No problems for me now. And he's dead. Would have been nice to get a ram kill on that guy. Could easily ram some people with this tank. It's pretty fast and it's pretty heavy. It doesn't feel like it's a 57-ton tank, but whatever. It's probably because it has almost a 1,000 horsepower engine. So this Churchill, they're very dangerous. Because you can see he just took that guy out. That guy should have backed up. But PZ4 and me, we should easily have this guy. Right in the turret. Bam! You're gonna hit this guy almost every time you shoot him in the turret. Bam! Again. Now if people hit you in the tracks and they don't do it enough into the center part of your tank, your tracks are gonna absorb all the damage. So somebody's shooting me and I can't see him. It's one of those TDs probably. It's hanging back in the hill. Oh, there we go. It's a Stug. Nice hit on me right there. Now I'm a little exposed right here. I probably should have backed up, especially since it looks like we are not doing so hot. Where is everybody? Where's their whole team? Must be hiding. So it's weird that he's hiding right there by our base. I guess just taking people out instead of going for base. Now there's somebody behind me. And he... no. What is that? The M4, I think? No. It's the PZ3A. Oh, PZ34. Oh, that's different. Let's take this Stug out of the game. Those things can be pretty bad. Ricochet. Get a lot of ricochets lately in tanks. Boom! You're dead. So now I'm just getting jacked up from that guy. And with being tracked, it's not helping. That's where my soft armor is. Still tracked. I think he's got me. Yep. There it is. So you will die a lot in this tank. I end up dying quite often in this tank, actually. Let's see if I can right-click to somewhere else. The game's almost over anyway, so I decided to hang out and see what my XP was for this game. You will die a lot just because it's so easy to get killed. Especially when you're one of the top dogs, you kind of have to push around a little bit. That's still not bad. 852 experience. This was double credit weekend, so 65,000 credits would have been like 32,000 credits. Still pretty good. Killed a couple guys. Let's see. You got Sniper. So killed 2 guys, damaged 5, and detected 2. Really good game. 18 out of 19 shots connected. I just got unlucky and got surrounded a little bit toward the end because they had the tank advantage. So anyway, let's get another game. So here's a game on Karelia. This is a pretty good game I had. There's an interesting tactic I do here that you rarely see in this map or in this game, really. But usually once you get a couple maps down or get a map down and know where to go, it's the same almost every time. I guess kind of depending on what tank you're driving and where people go. But, you know, you get to know all the lanes and how to push each lane pretty effectively. So this is going to be a little bit of a switch up right here. Because people glommed onto one side, and you get this a lot in the lower tier matches. You still get it sometimes in the higher tier matches. Not as often, but still too much for my taste anyway. And I think that's because people get into tier 8 and 9 tanks and still barely even know how to play this game. So they just don't know what they're doing. In my first tier 8, by the time I got into the tier 8, I kind of knew what I was doing. I wasn't really good. You know, Tiger 2 was my first tier 8, or was it Tiger 2 or IS3? No, IS3 was my first. Man, I can't remember. Tiger 2, I think. But anyway, I was pretty decent at the game. I was starting to read up on tanks and different things and where to shoot people and different things like that. But it seems like more and more the tier 8s and 9s and 10s even that I've been playing with don't know how to play the maps that they're playing, which is really weird. So what I'm doing is I'm getting out of there because nobody went with me. I was by myself. If you're by yourself on a line, you need to get in a very, very defensive position. And this is just like the Tiger 2 video that from episode 2, season 1. And you'll see that I'm basically going to try to hold these guys off. So here's something you should not do. You'll see it in a second. It actually hasn't happened yet. So anyway, I'm just kind of waiting for these guys to show up. I know they're going to show up eventually, but I don't want to get swarmed out there. I want to wait till they're coming up on my base and other people can respond. So there it is. You don't want to be the Hetzer tier 4 TD, middle of the pack, going out where even the heavies aren't going. This pretty much means kill me. That's pretty much what you're asking because you're going to get swarmed. So there's a KV1, as expected, pushing up the main heavy line right there for this map. So I'm kind of waiting. Remember, I want to get a couple of shots off before they can even see me, because this gun does not have a huge alpha. So if I can get 200 points into the guy before he even notices me, really, I can be up on him and I can win without taking a lot of damage. T14, okay, I'm going to go after this guy. He doesn't even see me yet, really. Bam! 100-something damage. Do it again. Do it again. Bam! There it is again. He hit my track. I'm going to go after him again because he's already shot. He's half dead already now. So, getting this little jump on him might have hit him again. Track did absorb some damage there. The Hetz is obviously dead already. And it is not looking good for me. I got a KV1 and a T14. T14 hopefully is heavily damaged. But the KV1, I think, does not have any damage. I wasn't really paying attention to whatever the Hetz did to him. Yep, undamaged KV1. This is not looking good for me. So, quickly get your shot off and back up. Just wait. Back up around this hill and keep making him push forward. I'll wait all day. I'm not going to move. Now, somebody... I don't know who this is. Maybe it's one of those TDs, but they just hit me really hard. Luckily, they're trying to shoot me in the lower plate. I got to get out of here. Keep that front armor toward him. Don't let him get that side armor. So I'm going to make him come up. Hopefully, I'm going to try to get him one tank at a time. Bam! Get out of there. See, make him pull forward even more. Give me time to reload. I'm reloading. Hit the dirt. That really stinks. Still not looking good for me. Let's get that T14 out of there because I can... Oh, one more shot. KV1. Boom! Now see, my friendly TDs are helping me out here because I didn't push way up. Now they're in a position where they can shoot. Okay, he's dead now. Nice. We've probably got this side now. Actually, we've probably got the game now. But since those guys didn't push up, there's no way I'm pushing up. If you don't stay together, if you can't do 3 or 4 guns on one tank, forget it. If everybody sits in base, just sit in base with them because there's nothing you're going to be able to do out in the open on your own. Hopefully I did hit... I think I did hit that guy. One more shot will take him out. And he finally sees me, but it's too late. He's dead. So now I'm almost positive we've got this whole side. Nothing on their team is really going to hurt me. Maybe the Martyr too. But we've got one coming up too anyway, so let's push up now. I still have a lot of life still for that kind of a fight. In fact, that KV1 should have been able to wreck me, but my buddy TDs were there, my friendly TDs. So, actually, we didn't win because they were pushing on the top side. We won because of what we just defended from, because they were almost in our base already. Usually, if you don't push on this side, you lose. Unless you have lots of fast mediums, it can work, but you got to put some tanks here because you got to at least stop these guys. This is the fastest route to the base. Always put tanks. You need at least a couple heavies in the path of the fastest route to the base. At least a couple heavies. That should probably be where your main push is. But you know, whatever. Maps aren't that hard to figure out in this game, really. Shortest lane to the base needs to have at least 2 heavies. Shortest lane that's not right out in the open where everybody can shoot you. Because driving straight down the middle in this map, you're going to get shot. You're probably going to die. If you get spotted anyway. So let's see what we got up here. I know there's a couple guys up here. Here we go. M2. Not even a challenge. Boom! You're dead. So he's gone. I think we got a couple extra. Yeah, here we go. Martyr 2. Now, it's a good thing I got a shot off on this guy, because he could really hurt me if he sees me. He's got a big gun. Gets a shot off, but my track shield, my shield, my tracks absorbed it. Jagged one. Sorry, buddy. About to ruin your day. So he's dead. And we're capping base. Nice game here. 5 kills, especially with the kind of tanks we had on that side. Really nobody. This was an excellent game. Again, this was the double credits weekend, and 1200 experience is a great match in this tank anyway. I got sniper again. I keep getting sniper. Killed 5, almost a top gun. Damaged 1. So 14 out of 16 shots connected. Still, this is a great game. And tell me what you think about this tank, guys. Like, favorite, comment, and I'll see you next week. I'm going to be doing the IS-7 for sure, and possibly another tank. Later.